Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we are doing our track-by-track review of Kiss from the Darkness by Scandal, and I have just listened for the first time to Ceramic Blue. Now, by the way, if you're not already, remember you can follow our track-by-track review of this album by getting in the link in the description below, clicking it, and you know how YouTube playlists work. Anyway, Ceramic Blue is a bit of an interesting one. I hadn't really heard anyone talk about this. This has been a very controversial, very divisive album. I think most people accept it's of a good quality, but how many people like it is a very different thing. Now, I must admit, so far, I have really liked that the album has been quite playful with a lot of sort of poppy sounds going in different directions. Yeah, it's something that doesn't feel like it's restrained by any expectation to sound a certain way. So it's been really great on that front. However, I will be totally honest about the fact that even I, someone who really likes my pop music and poppy sound, I have been kind of thinking, well, for a group who are effectively a rock band, a four-piece rock band, you can only see the bottom half of them today, can't you? I'll have to switch the posters around for next time. For a band who are basically a four-piece band, it has felt a little bit like this. This album hasn't felt much up to this point like the product of a four-piece band. So occasionally it's been so playful that you've maybe lost some of that core rock and roll quality. And I do also understand that they don't necessarily want to sound too much like they did, when they debuted, 12 or 13 years ago. So I'm completely on board with all of that. However, in this, you do occasionally need some things that appeal to your core sound, the sound that everyone's familiar with from back in the day. And this is the first song on the album I've heard that really makes me think, oh yeah, this is Scandal being traditional old school Scandal. Now, and again, just to reiterate, no one's asking them to go back in time, just saying occasionally it's nice to hear, when artists call back to their old sound on their newer albums. So this, to me, Ceramic Blue is the first one that sounds like a four-piece rock and roll song, in that kind of sense. And you know what? I really, really like this one. But at first, I got to admit, when I first listened to it, about halfway through the song, I can't wait for my second listen, to be honest, because I really enjoyed it, like I say, but about halfway through that first listen, I wasn't too sure. I was still very much on the fence. The reason being is because, a lot of things grabbed me as being really great from the get-go. In that the playing was fantastic. I love Tomomi's bass lines, really great in this, sort of when she occasionally does bass runs, they're really, really interesting. I like the guitar line, I like the melody, there was some interesting things to it. I did feel at first, okay, it sounds a little bit jangly, like the rhythm guitar maybe could have more punch. The rhythm guitar didn't have much body, but then as it moved along, I kind of got the feeling actually that's very deliberate, because this song's very lively, there's a lot of bounce to it, and if you have like really heavy electric guitars, although that does add more body to a song, sometimes it can take away a little bit of the if you like, the kinetic nature. It loses some of the bounce, and you could tell this song was supposed to be very bouncy. Now that was partly highlighted by the thing that at first I was having trouble with, which is the vocal pattern. It felt like the vocals were quite nicely delivered. I love the singing style that I believe it's Haruna who was singing this. I loved the singing style that she was doing, but the whole delivery of the rhythm felt at first a bit messy, like just too many syllables, too many words, too much like she's rushing to say more than she really needs to. And that came across in the chorus, and that can often, when you've got a busy chorus, with too many words, it can sound a little bit difficult, have trouble becoming catchy. But you know what, actually, then I heard it the second chorus, I was like, this is growing on me. And by the third chorus, I was like, this is really catchy. The chorus in this is definitely a grower. If you're one of those people who listens for an album and you sort of listen to the first 30 seconds and go, nah, never gonna like this song, skip. Oh, I like this one. If you're one of those people who just condemn songs after the first 30 seconds, I can imagine you not getting into this. But I think this is one that has a real reward to listen to it all the way through, giving it a chance to really grow, get under your skin. And certainly I think the more I listen to it, the more I am going to like this. But I can see why at first it would probably put people off a little bit. Very busy vocals, a little bit of a weedy rhythm guitar, but like I said, I can see that now. It's backing off to give more room in the mix, especially when you listen to the drums that are very prominent in this. The drums are not doing anything excessively complicated here, but the whole tone of the drum kit is very important. The drum kit's got it's got a sort of bright sound to it here. It doesn't just sound like a dull, heavy thud. It's not just that sort of hard rock beat. It's got kind of a bit of a jangly feel to it. You can really sort of feel the way it bounces and moves along. And you can tell that the studio people who did that, there's certain ways, just in case you're, like I say, I know we've got all different people from different levels of musical experience on here, but if you're not familiar, there's certain ways that you can record instruments, especially drum kits, that really changes what the listener gets from it. And the way you position all of the microphones that surround a drum kit is really important to what you want people to hear. So a lot of more rocky sounds, if you think about your traditional sort of hardcore, so like 70s style rock beats, you'll have the microphones a little bit more pulled back, so you just got this sort of big booming feel. But with songs like this, you can kind of feel like the microphone's a bit closer, so you can really hear the touch, you can hear a little bit more of the balance, the way that everything moves. It feels a little bit more almost delicate. So there is a sort of strange delicacy to this song that gives it I sometimes say the word I want to use is like a tangible feel. You know, it really feels like you can feel the instruments being played. And that works, I think, better than it would have done if they just turned everything up to 11 and made it a really hard, heavy rock song. It is very catchy, but because it's quite a messy sort of syllable delivery, like rhythm, it takes a little bit of a while to pick up on it and get into it. I think this is a grower. I think it's definitely a very catchy song. I think it's a really good example of Scandal being Scandal in a scandally sort of traditional way. And on top of that, it features some fantastic musicianship, you know, whether it be the sort of delicate, you know, good touch of the way that, it's Rena, isn't it, who plays the drums, is playing the drum kit, whether it be Tomomi's bass line, whether it be the vocal style, the guitar, everything's kind of got a real sense of, musicianship and effort into it. I would say that this is so catchy that I would really, really want this to be a single in actuality. But like I say, it's the old thing of, this is a grower, but it's a quick grower. I can imagine that most people on hearing this, just if they heard it in passing for 30 seconds, it wouldn't hit them that hard. But if you could sit someone down and make them listen to the whole song and give them time to digest it, I think this is the sort of song that would be a very good single. So we'll leave that in the better hands of the record companies and those who want to decide, because they always make the right decisions. But I think, yeah, this would, if they want to release another single, so far, this to me would be the one that I would most say, yeah, take a bet on that, give it a chance, might be worth your while. And also bring in a lot of the old school Scandal fans. Isn't that always the way, though, that artists usually, if they're releasing a lot of singles off the album, usually the last single they'll release will be a real sort of fan service one, the one that most sounds like the stereotype that people have of the band, because that's a good way of bringing any stragglers, anyone who might have been fans of the band who are a little bit umming and ahhing about investing in the new album. It's always a good way of getting those last few fans on board and making the sale is by releasing a final single that goes, yeah, they're still them. 1 second, by the way, I'm not dying of anything. By the way, actually, yes, we're not monetized, so we can talk about coronavirus. Don't worry, I don't have coronavirus. I do have some toilet paper, because I run out of tissue paper, and I do have a bit of a sneeze. So I'm going to do nasty snot sounds on here, but I am going to wipe my nose. So anyway, I could have just finished the video before doing that, because that was kind of like all I had to say. But anyway, I didn't want to race against the speed of my boogers. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're following on the playlist, then after this we'll be going on to the next song, which is Kinenbi. We're uploading one video a day. So if you're watching this immediately when it comes out, then give me 24 hours. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. Apologies that we only do reviews and not reactions for Scandal, because record company copyright, they don't allow us to do reactions for 99% of their songs, so it's not really worth us investing the time in doing that and then having to upload the video and then take it down and edit and upload it again. So just do straight reviews of their songs, but please do check out all of these albums. Anything we review like this, do check it out. You can get hold of this album on Spotify. I believe it's available internationally, so it should be easy to pick up. And anyway, as always, like I say, thank you for getting through to the end of the video. Please press like, subscribe, and comment as well if you would be ever so kind, because it's good for the community and it's all about discussion here. Music is subjective to opinion after all. And do remember that in the description below there are links to our Reddit, where you can suggest more songs for me to listen to, our Discord, where we talk about music all the time, and there's a lot of Scandal fans there. And as well as that, we also have the Patreon, just in case you like what we do and you want to give us a little helping hand. But for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. Until I see you hopefully on the next video very soon. For now, ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.